Hello, and welcome to our DogBizPro help video series. In this video, we will be explaining how to set up online registration for private training. To start, you would just want to navigate to your admin module by clicking on the module dropdown and selecting admin. Once inside, you would just want to click on your setup tab, online registration, and private training in order to be brought to your private training page. The first area showing inside of this page is the URL and code text boxes. These can be used to provide a client a direct link to your private training page on the client registration portal. The code link can be used in areas that support HTML, like your website, autoresponders, etc. In other locations, you could just use a regular URL link. The next area showing inside of this page is the General Settings section. The first checkbox showing inside of this section is the Allow Clients to Register for Private Training Online checkbox. If you wanted to allow clients to register online for private training, you would just want to make sure to check this checkbox. If this checkbox was unchecked like it is now, then it would remove the private training tab from your client registration portal, and clients would actually be unable to register for private training online. So again, if you were wanting to allow online registration for private training, you would just want to make sure that this checkbox is checked. The next checkbox that is showing is the Add Clients as Pending when Scheduling Private Training Internally checkbox. This setting applies to manual registrations. If you wanted manual registrations to automatically be confirmed, then you would want to leave this checkbox unchecked. If you wanted manual registrations to be put into the pending status first, then you would want to make sure to check this checkbox. The next checkbox showing is the Return Appointments to Pending when Editing them internally checkbox. This checkbox allows you to return the client to the pending status if a change is made to their appointment. You could then manually reconfirm the client's appointment in order to resend the confirmation autoresponder out to them. So again, if you wanted the clients to be put into the pending status whenever an appointment is edited, you go ahead and check this checkbox here. The next checkbox showing is the Allow Clients to Enter Comments During Registration checkbox. This checkbox will make it so clients can leave a comment during the online registration process. If you didn't want clients to be able to leave a comment, you could just uncheck this box and they would not have that comment box showing. The last option showing inside of the General Settings section is the days before to close private training registration. This setting applies to online registration and your private training openings. If you wanted to close registration for your private training openings early, then you could do that from here. For example, if you wanted all your openings to close one day before they are scheduled to occur, then you could put 1 inside of this text box. With a 1 showing inside of this text box, now my openings will close 1 day before they are set to actually occur. If you make any changes inside this general settings section, you'll want to make sure to click the Save button in order to actually save your changes. The next section showing inside of this page is the Registration Calendar section. Here you can control the start and end time of your actual opening calendar. This will determine the actual hours that show on your opening calendar. So if you wanted your clients to only see 9 to 5 on your calendar, you could go ahead and set that up for here. So we'll choose 9 a.m. as our start time, and we can choose 5 p.m. as our end time. Now, if a client was to view your private training opening calendar, they would see the actual start time showing at 9 a.m. and the end time showing at 5 p.m. And all your openings would be showing in between there. The last area showing inside of this section is the opening color box. This color box will determine what color your available openings will appear in. So, if you wanted your available openings to appear in green, then you could click the color box, choose green, and click Save to actually save your changes. Now, if I was to view an opening from my private training opening calendar, any valid opening would be showing in that green color that I have chosen. The next sections are the location and instructor options sections. If you wanted to allow the clients to choose their own location or their own instructor at the time of registration, then you could check the appropriate checkboxes inside of these sections. So again, if I wanted to allow a client to choose their own location, I could check that checkbox, and the same thing for the employee checkbox. If you have a location or instructor actually assigned to an opening, then these settings would not override the location or instructor that you actually have assigned. So again, if you wanted to allow clients to choose their own location or their own employee, You could check those checkboxes, and you could actually check the specific locations or the specific employees that you want the clients to be able to choose from. You are also able to assign a default location and a default employee from the default dropdowns as well. So again, if you ever wanted to assign a default location or employee, you could choose that from this location. And again, any changes that you make inside of these sections, you would just want to click the Save button in order to actually save those changes. Hopefully that helps and explains how to set up online registration for private training.